Hello, welcome to another episode of Aaron's Collecting and Detecting. Just coming back at you with another video. It is Wednesday. I believe, was it the 23rd? I think 23rd, 24th, something like that. Today was nice out. It wasn't too hot. It wasn't bad. It was a nice summer day. But other than that, nothing really to speak of. Had some pizza today, Hungry Howie's. I don't know if you guys have Hungry Howie's by where you live, but it's really good pizza. Yeah, that's really it. Today's team is the Washington Nationals. My two favorites are Max Sczerzer, because he played for Detroit and he's an awesome pitcher. And one of my favorite players that I don't really talk about very often, he is a member of the 40-40 Club, Alfonso Soriano. So those are my two favorite. I'm just going to show the rest of my oddball cards, and tomorrow we will get back to the 2012s, or if a package comes in, we'll look at that. So, starting with some, I believe this is 2013 Goodwin Champions. John Havlicek. Of course, he's a basketball player. He's on the Boston Celtics, I believe. Before my time, though. Then I got a couple of minis. Derek Favors. I think I just got a couple of packs of these in one of those Fairfield boxes. Ryan Dungy. Like a motocross. It's got the Lady Luck on the back. That's how they looked with the cigarettes and the cigarette packs back in the day, the cigarette cards. Chichi Rodriguez, golfer. He did that thing with his golf club like a Zorro move. Kind of cool. I think the green ones all had the Lady Luck on it. I only have a couple of the green ones. This guy, if you didn't know anything about football, this guy, Bruce Smith, played for the Buffalo Bills for a long time. Really good defensive guy. Sack machine. Kevin Van Dam, really good fisherman. Professional fisherman. Which is weird to say, a professional fisherman. It's weird. So something people did to survive now is a profession. Adrian Dantley, he was on the Pistons for a long time. And he was on, we traded him for Mark Aguirre. And I feel bad because he didn't get to win a championship and Mark Aguirre did. Tim Salmon, of course, baseball player for the Angels. George Gipp, you know that saying, win one for the Gipper? That's where that comes from. Mark Messier, of course, a member of the famous Oiler teams, and won with the Oilers, won a championship with the Rangers. Great player. Nicholas Lidstrom. Well, now we're going to have focusing issues again. Great defenseman for us. Hall of Fame worthy. Now I got some Goodwin Champions from 2011. Mia Hamm. Of course, great female soccer player. Played on a couple of Olympic teams. Anthony Hardaway. They called him Penny. That's why he's got a penny in front of his eye there. pretty much known for playing on Orlando Magic. Steve Stamkos, hockey player. Don't know much about him, but I've heard he either is good or was good. Greg Monroe, he was on the Pistons. They got rid of him last year, unfortunately. Or not last year, a couple years ago. That's right. They got rid of Drummond last year. P.T. Barnum from Barnum and Bailey Circus, which they just got rid of that, I think, last year or the year before. Albert Spalding. You know Spalding basketballs? That's that guy. Brody Merrill, lacrosse player. Don't really know him. John L. Sullivan, he's a bare knuckle boxer. One of the first heavyweight champions of the world. Eugenie Malkin, great hockey player for Pittsburgh Penguins. I think he's still on Pittsburgh, I believe. Dr. J, Julius Erving, basketball player for the 76ers and a couple other teams. Hope Solo, another soccer player. Lane Beachley, she's a surfer, I guess. Never heard of Lane Beachley. Rube Waddell, the baseball player. You can tell he's probably from the 1800s, early 1900s. 1902 to 1907, wow. Here's Billy the Kid, notorious outlaw. It says he killed 21 men by the time he turned 21, and he was killed at 21. Roy Jones, MMA fighter. Or John Jones, I'm sorry. Roy Jones is a boxer. John Bones Jones. Eddie Shore, hockey. I think he was a manager. Oh no, he was a defenseman. He might have been the manager also. Curlin. Wonder if he won the Triple Crown, that horse. No, Horse of the Year in 2006 or 2007, 2008. Willie Keeler, baseball player. Really good player. 341 lifetime average. Pretty good, huh? Jim Rice. Another good baseball player. Bobby Orr. Great hockey player. Eddie Plank. He's a pitcher. He's one of the all-time wins leaders with 326, it says. Drew Brees. Gentleman Jim Corbett. Another one of the first heavyweight boxing champions. And I got these Super Bowl cards. That was like part of a Super Bowl set. This. Ray Guy is a punter for the Raiders. Nick Conti. Don't really know him. So there's a few of those in there. Now we got some wrestling cards, which there's Scott Steiner. I don't even know where I got these cards from. James Storm. Jim Cornette. I remember him. He was in WCW, and what were they? What was it called before that? I forget now. And he'd always carry the tennis racket around with him. And he's a manager of the Midnight Express. Earl Hebner. He had a twin brother that was also a ref. Rich Hebner, I think. There's Mongol, Steve McMichael, of course, football player for the Bears. Won a championship in '85, went on to be a wrestler after his football days. Not going to focus, of course. There we go. Christian, another wrestler who I think's retired now because of injury. Another Scott Steiner. God, look at that dude's arms. Fake or not, they're huge. He went to University of Michigan. He's a wrestler there. Kind of cool. TNA, says TNA Championship. Division Championship. Matt Morgan. I don't know him. Never watched TNA wrestling. Remember that announcer. This is a sketch. Like a sketch card. I don't know. Here's a TNA debut card. Prince Justice Brotherhood. I don't know. Have no idea who those guys are either. Oh, Kevin Nash. He grew up around here in Michigan too. I had a friend that supposedly partied on Kevin Nash's boat about maybe 20 years ago or so. But who knows if that's true. You know how people like to exaggerate and tell stories. It's a little six-sided ring card. Like the octagon in MMA, mixed martial arts. Here, and then I got a soccer card. Know nothing about soccer. I don't know if this card's worth anything, if this guy is any good. I guess I could look it up. And then I got some more of those Americana cards. Heroes and Legends. Bill Clinton. A lot of these are presidents. other things too. Here is Al Warden, so an astronaut. Don't know that astronaut though. Can't say I know him. Alan Bean. No, he's another astronaut. Yep, says he's an astronaut too. Thought that name sounded familiar. Alex Morgan, looks like she's a soccer player. Jill Lloyden, another soccer player. Barbara Bush, George Bush, the first George Bush's wife. Even though I said that wrong, the first George Bush's wife. There we go. Is that Lori Lindsay? Never heard of her. Obviously a soccer player. Don't know much about female soccer or soccer in general. Fred Gregory, although I do know Mia Hamm and Hope Solo and Pele and David Beckham, Lenny Krayzelberg, or no, not Lenny Krayzelberg, Gary Hall Jr., Olympic swimmer, pretty good too, a sprinter. Gene Kranz, looks like he has something to do with the astronauts. NASA flight director. Hoot Gibson, looks like another astronaut. Sally Ride. Didn't she die on the Challenger? Is that the one? First woman in space. I don't know if she died on the Challenger or not. Sounds like it. I think it is. Scott Hamilton, figure skater. There's who I was talking about, Lenny Krayzelberg, another swimmer. Olympic swimmer. I've always loved the sprints and swimming in the Olympics. Olympics is one of my favorite things. I'm bummed that it's not happening this year. Hopefully it happens next year. Sydney LaRue. Do not know her. Tommy Kono. Looks like a bodybuilder. I've heard the name. Weightlifter or whatever. James Monroe, one of our presidents, obviously. Another one of those. John Quincy Adams, which of course is John Adams' son. Which John Adams, I think he was the second president after Washington, I believe. John Tyler. That tells you how old these guys are. They weren't old enough. I mean, these pictures are so old they didn't even have cameras back then. Here's another one. Rutherford B. Hayes. Yeah, they really came out with like the widespread use of cameras around the 1850s, 1860s. Herbert Hoover. Like the Civil War accelerated that because they wanted to, Harry Truman, by the way, they wanted to get documentation of the war, which led to a lot of innovations. Here's a Jurassic Park card. Love all the Jurassic Park movies. Some golf cards. John Adams. No clue who that is. Scott Hotch. These are just in like a Peter Jacobson. These were just in a lot of cards that I got, like a collection. And I didn't know where else to put them, so I put them in this box. David Duval. I've heard that name before. To me, golf is like the most boring sport in the world to watch. I cannot watch it. Jack Nicklaus. I mean, mini golf is fun, and I've never golfed on a regular golfed on a golf course before, but I imagine that would be fun. It's always fun doing it. It's Arnold Palmer. I think he's passed away. I think Jack Nicklaus is still alive, and Arnold Palmer passed away, I believe. Mark Calicavecchia. I have heard of him. Chris DeMarco. Yeah, I've heard of him too. And J.J. Henry. I do not know who he is. This is 2001. So I think that's the year. That's, I think, Tiger Woods' Upper Deck rookie card. So it's worth something. If I had the Tiger Woods, that'd be worth something probably. Oh. Alright, that's it. That's all I got in that box. So it was a small box. So, I don't know. Just comment below on who your favorite nationals are. What card of those you liked the most out of those. What you think of those cards in general. And anything else you want to talk about. But I don't know. You guys, I'm sorry. I'm a little tired. You guys, be careful out there. Be kind to one another. And just do what you love and love what you do, guys. Because I know I do. Cards all over the place. Cards for life.